Wouldn't it be a scary thought that in a lot of our surroundings and in a lot of our churches and a lot of our congregations across the planet, that the Holy Spirit could have moved out months ago and no one has noticed it yet? Because we thought it was all about the lights and the volume and a certain way of doing things. And so because that looked so much like him, it must be him, until it comes to the bottom line of our people being transformed. Now we've got a whole different ball game. And I got to tell you, please don't misunderstand what I mean. This is really important. Nothing is wrong with using lighting and sound and setting up good facilities. I'm talking about fitting facilities where people can be comfortable, can take notes, can do whatever they need to do to posture people for the best focus in worship. There's nothing wrong with that. Remember, if you know anything about the Old Testament tabernacle and temple, God himself set it up where it would have been beautiful. Have you ever been where like you're in a room that's got really deep, gorgeous colors, really beautiful textures that are like heavy curtains and that kind of thing that are to a candlelight, a lamplight? It would have been beautiful. It would have had the sense of incense. And so I don't get the idea that all of that cancels out the Spirit. God himself, when he prescribed what those environments would look like for worship, he was prescribing something that would be a surrounding that would help focus it and bring out that kind of worship. But when the accessories become the actual agents, in other words, no, that's what's working. I love it when lights go down and the volume goes up. That's all. Like when the Holy Spirit could be missing entirely and we wouldn't know the difference. That is when we have woefully defaulted into the flesh. And I want to say something. It's not just the church's fault or the gathering's fault or the leadership's fault when that happens. What's happened, we've got such consumerism mentality that it spreads into our church life. And so we end up choosing a church according to what goods and services it provides. So it's really almost like we go and look for a car. Anybody getting this with me? And so then we've replaced the Holy Spirit. I want to say to you, the most important thing that you could hear this evening is this, and it's as true corporately as it is individually, as true individually as it is corporately. What the church has going for us is the Holy Spirit of Christ. That's what we've got. He's the one animating the word. He's the one bringing the transformation. The bride of Christ without the Spirit is a corpse, a gray, dull-skinned corpse. For the church to thrive, it must have the Holy Spirit. It's what makes it work. And I say this to you as a person because it's also where your fulfillment and your satisfaction comes in. And what is true for the body of believers is also true for you individually. Lord, I want to know what it's like to be filled with your Spirit, to be infused with you, to be able to walk away from a conversation with somebody that I truly have resented and despised. And for some miraculous reason, I love them today. There's nothing like that. That's where the satisfaction comes in. It's what Jesus was talking about in John 4 with the woman at the well. Oh, I have this living water. I have this living water. It never gets stale.